My gaffer, which is my right hand in terms of lighting, said AFI should do a master class about the making of the 33. You know, it's like we shot in a real mine, and we shot in the Atacama Desert, 20 kilometers from 10 miles or 12 miles from the actual real mine. So we shot in the darkest place on Earth, and we shot in the brightest place on Earth. So that was, to begin with, a very complex thing. As a cinematographer, you bring to life the story, and you try to follow the story as accurate as possible, with as less gimmick as possible, because it's a true story. So when we were in the mine, the lighting of the mine has, in real life and in the movie reflected, hopefully, has 3 stages. The working mine, which is a working mine, so they have lights, and they don't have many lights because you don't need many lights in a mine, but once the collapse happened, they have no lights other than the helmets and the batteries. They had many vehicles, so inside the segment of the mine they were in was very, very big. It was like 2.5 miles, almost 3 miles of 20, 30 vehicles, so they could recharge the batteries. And then eventually they ran out of that, so there is almost very little or no light. So they start plugging batteries and they connect some lights. And then at the end, when the world comes to them, and therefore the conflict comes to them, I mean, food and water and hope comes, but also conflict, because there is information or misinformation. And with that, a different kind of light comes that hopefully translated into the screen. It's a harsher, it's more neon. All that was based in reality. Why neon? Because the hole that they made, the first hole was 6 inches, so you could only send a fluorescent tube. So I had to light with fluorescent tubes just to be accurate to the story. The process is to make it as emotional as possible, but also as accurate, because you're seeing a real event that happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I love what you just said about that the lighting at the beginning with just the like their headlights, their lamps, that there was actually a warmer feeling to the light than when the world came in and the conflict. So that just through, it sounds simple choices, through the choices that you made in lighting, that you advanced the content and the emotion of the story.
Hopefully, as a cinematographer, you don't compete with the story, you embrace the story, and you made the story yours, and you just follow the story and push it as much as you can, so you can translate it. The best thing you can tell me, oh my God, what a wonderful movie, I loved the movie, and by the way, it was quite nice, the cinematography was okay. So that, to me, it's a compliment, because nobody cares about that, cares about the story. I don't think I did my job if they come out saying, wow, cinematography was extraordinary. The movie really sucked, you know, but so, I mean, I'm here to serve.
Yes.
I'm like the commas, and I'm like dots, and I'm like the letters on a book. I don't tell the story, I just explain you the story.